So with Big Brother 12, there's now officially not going to be any 24/7 coverage. It's going to be upwards of 2 to 3 months, with possibly up to 16 people coming in and out through those doors that in reality we're not going to know anything about. I've kind of said to myself now that we're going to know so much. Whatever they want to sort of show us in the highlights, they're going to maybe show the odd character moment that lets us know about a guy, but ultimately we're going to be lacking knowledge of these Big Brother 12 housemates. We're not going to have a clue about them.
I honestly don't know what they're going to do with this. If there isn't going to be a live feed, there's got to be some sort of alternative solution to keeping the Big Brother fans happy. I don't know what it is, if it's to increase the length of the edited show, which even still doesn't really solve too many problems, or else go heavy on content on YouTube, or be it the Channel 5 on demand service. Either way, I don't think they're going to get too crazy with that either. So if it's back to what we have now, which is 1 hour with a bunch of unknowns, it's going to be a tough couple of months, folks.
That's right, and I'm not in a sense looking forward to it anymore, I have to say, because this Big Brother has almost settled now to being this drip feed. There's no other way to put it. It is a very, very kind of slim picking show. We just don't know anything about what really has gone on, and we saw moments in the Friday eviction, which as you say we will get to, where people kind of were saying stuff to Sally, you know, complimenting Pamela and various other things like that, and Sally was shocked. You could see that because she's seen a completely different character in there, and I think that's what we would have had the chance to do, is to really see those characters for what they are and not let them kind of hide away, if you like, in that edit, in those highlights shows.
And not only that, I think the interaction between certain people, I mean, one thing I really wanted to see, or definitely more so, is the interaction between both of a similar age, Jedward and Lucian. I mean, there hasn't been any real interaction, or certainly highlights or stuff where we get to see their relationship. You hear here and there Lucian make comments about them, and likewise with Jedward about him, but no real interaction. And you know, I think there's a lot to be exposed with that whole relationship between the two of them. I mean, same age group, and you know, they're male for the best part, but you know, you don't or we don't get to see how they interact, unfortunately.
No, we don't. Now, we're keeping up to date with your comments. We'd like you to give us a hand if you would like to post this on Twitter, perhaps with that hashtag Big Brother Bites Back, maybe on Facebook, or indeed Digital Spy, where we appear to be completely banned from posting anything about this. I'm not sure, maybe they had an idea of doing something like this, but you know, you really have to be, I suppose, on the button and ready to go, if you like. Lisa Wants Live Feed says, I saw a story on something today about Pamela Anderson going in the Big Brother 12 house. I saw this myself. This is interesting.
Yeah, I saw, but it's from what I read, I don't think it wasn't the celeb one, right?
No.
Yeah, it was a standard one. Yeah. Yeah, I only caught a glimpse of it as well. I don't know the full story. So, if you want to Skype in, do feel free to, and you can fill us in on the rest of that story. Might be good to talk about.
That's right. So Pamela Anderson now, in theory, is going to be in the Big Brother house, and what does that mean? Does it mean that she is going to stay there for the night? Is she just going to be in there a few hours, or is she going to go for the full 24/7? To be honest, it's almost going to be like the Muhammad Al Fayed for Big Brother 12, the Marco Pierre White, of course, who we will speak about as well. It's just going to be that in and out, isn't it? I mean, I can't see her coming in and staying with the normal people.
I think it'll just be a gimmick, and it'll be a ratings spike, or at least an attempt at a ratings spike for Channel 5, if anything. I don't know. I don't see her staying in there for the 3 months, to be honest. I'd say it'll be a hit and run deal.
Yeah, I think it's going to go like that, because you're not going to get somebody like that, attract them in, and then sort of make them stay in there 24 hours a day. They're just not going to do it, and I'm interested to see exactly how it's going to pan out. But that's probably the only little nugget of information so far about Big Brother 12, and other than that, we just know that it's going to be regular contestants, people who I think have at this stage auditioned. They've probably been picked. Of course, a lot of people who saw, I think it was a test feed, a little clip of the live stream of those guinea pig housemates, the housemates who try out the house beforehand, and a couple of characters in there that people weren't too fond of seeing. I believe Ricky was one guy, the glam rocker. I wonder, is he going to be in Big Brother 12? Is that an exclusive?
But maybe putting somebody like Pamela Anderson in with them would make for interesting viewing. Almost definitely would make for interesting viewing. So you never know. I mean, if her career is probably taking a nosedive in recent years, I couldn't tell you what the last thing she did was. But it tends to be the case with a lot of them trying to boost their career, get back in action some bit. And if it is the case, maybe she will do the 3 months, who knows?
Yeah, she might do. Can you imagine that? If she was literally a normal contestant, they'd probably have to pay her upwards of 100 grand. Maybe
more,
you're talking
probably.
about more, a $250,000,
Well,
3 months.
If they have it, I'm sure they're probably tight without that live feed for Bonnie.
That's it. And of course, as I say, we have people joining us here in the live chat room on justin.tv/BigBrotherBitesBack. Lisa says, I saw a story, yeah, it's about Pamela Anderson, and also says that there will be no Jedward fans watching Big Brother 12, so the rating will be fair low. And again, this is another thing that they don't really understand. Maybe they do, that Jedward is a huge part of why people are tuning in night after night, and I expect that if they're ever evicted, we might very well see a drop from that 2.4 million in ratings. But 2.4 million is, very, very healthy. And we were talking about this, how essentially Channel 5, I don't think they've ever had this kind of attention. They've never really had people talking about the inner workings of how they are and kind of commenting on them. So I think it's got to be a fascinating time for all at C5.
Yeah, it's put them on the spotlight for sure. In the past, what are they really known for? A couple of game shows here and there, and a couple of not so decent shows over the years. But it has picked up, and definitely has brought a lot of attention to the station. Jedward, on the other hand, I mean, it's just crazy how many people actually follow those guys and are obsessed with them. They've got a seriously big fan base, and it's not just a UK fan base. I think even for the folks that can't see Channel 5 across Europe, I mean Sweden, Switzerland, Spain, Canadians, Americans, Australians, and Japanese especially, huge Jedward following in all of those places. So if, like you say, they do go certainly online outside the UK, but YouTube viewers and people who are uploading those videos will probably see a dip, as well as the general population of the UK, I think.
Absolutely, it looks like people are going to tune out, and people have been saying that as well in the comments, that they're expecting a bit of a drop off in ratings. Now, of course, last week our first attempt at doing this, Big Brother Bites Back, where we essentially are two fans who want to talk about Big Brother and the various issues surrounding it. Hopefully everything is working technically. Let us know if there are any audio dropouts or anything like that, as there were a few last week, but trying to get all those technical difficulties worked out, if you like, and to try and keep it all running nicely, and hopefully it does. We're all quite new to this here, so we're trying our very, very best to provide something anyway. And I must say, there were a lot of comments that we didn't get to last week, including Facebook and Twitter. Actually, people were using that hashtag Big Brother Bites Back. I want to make sure that people know we saw those comments, and indeed very, very much appreciated for the compliments and all that. It was great. Live feed says, where is everyone? I'll take Channel 5 down on my own. See, as I say, it's one of our big problems here, is that really we don't have a huge amount of followers yet, so it's tricky to get the word out, but you could pretty much take it that we're here on a Sunday for the moment anyway, and indeed we'll look at the other midweek shows as well. But you know, if people join us over the course of the night, that is cool. And indeed, if you're over on live stream, you can join us on just in full quality here, and hopefully people will join us throughout the course of the night. So again, to wrap up this particular segment, and to say that, you know, people are going to have to maybe get on with it. And I know people have completely boycotted the show. We talked to, I believe it was Rich last week, who says he doesn't watch a single highlights, and there's got to be more in that boat.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I think there's a hell of a lot more than Rich in that boat. I'm sure even some of the people in the chat room there refused to watch the Edited Down show. And would you blame them in a sense? I mean, if you've watched it from the start and you've been a loyal follower of the live feed and they suddenly pull it, you know, you're not going to be too happy about that, are you? So, yeah, maybe sticking to your guns. They might turn it around, but I think things are looking a little bit pear-shaped for the most part as far as this live feed goes going forward.
Absolutely. It may be the case that maybe Channel 5's entire Big Brother run, which I see as being a 2-year run. Apparently they signed a 2-year contract. Now, I remember when 5 had The Farm, which did have a live stream, and they also they've run reality shows from time to time. Back to Reality was another one, which was set in a house, and you had people like Jade Goody in there. So they've always wanted to have Big Brother, in a sense. They've tried to copy the format and to kind of duplicate the success. Of course, not forgetting, what was that? It was a jail prison show. Throughout the early years of Big Brother, they had on the other side another attempt at a reality show. But these shows on 5 tend to last only about 2, maybe 3 years. So maybe it could go through their hands and be reborn once again.
Well, as long as they're not responsible for the demise of it on this side of the pond, you know, that's definitely something that, if things are going to go the way they go, I think ratings are going to drop and drop. They've been lucky that the cast, I think, with Celebrity Big Brother has been strong, I think, for the most part. But once you hit the regular Joes off the street with no backgrounds, really, and throw one celebrity, if it is to be the case, Pam Anderson, in there, they're going to find it very, very tough. I don't think they even are aware of just how tough it's going to be if they're going to stick with the format they're doing at the moment.
Yeah, it's going to be very tricky. And as you can see there, we have the ability to, via Skype, if you would like to come on, Skype us, the username Big Brother Bites Back, video or audio, and that's open all night long. Anytime at all you want to come in and have a chat with us, then you are more than entitled to do so. So of course last week, indeed on Thursday, we had Alex and Rich, and it was nice to talk to those guys. I know both of them very passionate about the feeling to want that live feed. Now tonight we're on till 9 PM live, talking about various subjects. Unhappy Big Brother fan, thank you for joining us. 1.8 million viewers for last night's show, and I suppose that is a very, very